Many people wonder about the cost of living in Sweden. Some imagine it is extremely expensive, others believe it's manageable if you have a job. The truth is, it depends on how you live and which city you live in. In this video, we will look at the real monthly expenses in Sweden in 2026, including food, housing, transport, and a few practical ways people manage their costs here. Let's start with food, because groceries are one of the first things newcomers notice. Prices in Sweden have increased over the last decade. For example, around 2014, a loaf of bread could cost around 16 Swedish kronor. Today, it is often closer to 30 Swedish kronor or more, depending on the brand. But prices vary a lot depending on where you shop. Some supermarkets are known for being more affordable, like Lidl or Willys. Others, like ICA or Coop, often have more variety but sometimes higher prices. Many people in Sweden manage grocery costs by planning meals, buying store brands, and shopping in larger supermarkets instead of smaller convenience stores. But groceries are only part of the picture. The largest expense for most people in Sweden is housing. The housing system in Sweden is quite structured. Many apartments are allocated through queue systems. In cities like Stockholm or Gothenburg, people often register in housing queues and wait for available apartments. In smaller cities, the waiting time can sometimes be shorter. But housing costs vary greatly depending on location. A small apartment in a large city can cost several thousand kronor per month, while rents in smaller towns are often lower. Because of this, many newcomers first rent second-hand apartments before finding long-term housing. Another everyday cost is transportation. Public transport in Sweden is well organized, and many people rely on monthly travel cards. For example, in Stockholm, a monthly public transport card can cost around 1,000 Swedish kronor, around $100. Students, young people, and seniors sometimes receive discounts. Depending on where you live, cycling can also be a very common and affordable way to move around cities. There are also other regular expenses to consider: internet, mobile phone plans, and electricity depending on the apartment. These costs can vary depending on providers and housing conditions. But once everything is set up, monthly expenses become quiet, predictable. Many people who live in Sweden develop small strategies to manage costs. For example, shopping in affordable supermarkets, using public transport instead of a car, and cooking at home regularly can make a noticeable difference in monthly expenses. Some also choose to live in smaller cities where housing costs are lower. So, is Sweden expensive? In some ways, yes. But with a stable job and a clear understanding of how the system works, many people manage their expenses and build a comfortable life here. Understanding the cost of living in Sweden helps you prepare better, especially if you are planning to move or start working here. And of course, expenses are only one side of the equation. Income is the other. If you are curious about how newcomers actually start working in Sweden, you can also watch the video where we discuss jobs in Sweden without experience. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.